Hi, Tanmay. Welcome. And tell us, how old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
Great. And how did you get started in technology and AI?
Sure. So I've been working with technology for over 10 years now. It all started back when I was around 5 years old because my dad used to work as a computer programmer. And watching him program almost all day was so fascinating to me that I really wanted to find out more. I wanted to find out how computers could do really anything that they did, whether that be displaying my name on the screen or adding two numbers or really anything of that sort. It was like magic to me at that age. And so my dad introduced me to the world of programming, and I had been working with code. I submitted my first iOS application and more. But when I was around 10 years old, I started to feel like technology wasn't as fun as it used to be for me. Technology wasn't as exciting as it used to be for one simple reason. It's because technology was very rigid. You code something in and it immediately starts to become obsolete. It never adapts. It never changes to new data, new users, new circumstances they create. But when I was 11 years old, I actually stumbled upon a documentary on IBM Watson playing and winning the Jeopardy game show back in 2011. And so, of course, that immediately fascinated me as to how a computer can play Jeopardy. And so I went ahead, did a little bit more research, found out that IBM provides Watson's individual components as APIs on the cloud. I did a little bit more research, started to create my very first sort of cognitive applications, and I also created tutorials on my YouTube channel on how others can also leverage the IBM Watson APIs. And so really ever since I was 11 years old, I've been working with machine learning technology through numerous different services like IBM Watson.
That's awesome. So what does AI mean for you?
Now, really what AI means to me, before I get to that, before I can explain what AI is to me, I think it's first important to understand really what others like to think of AI as. Now, a lot of people have this very sort of split, this sort of very sort of bipolar response to machine learning, or AI, as people call it. Some people are like, yes, this is the greatest technology of all time. And some people are like, this will be the downfall of humanity. And I'd say that neither of those responses would be correct. And the reason I say that is because machine learning technology is technology. It's very advanced technology. It helps us do things that we never could have done before. But it's just that. It's technology. And artificial intelligence and machine learning is something that people have been working on mathematically since even before computers were a thing. Machine learning technology is not new at all. In fact, it's existed, the very fundamentals at least, for many decades before I was even born. But the thing is, machine learning technology, or at least, for example, the basic perceptron and these sorts of mathematical techniques have existed since even before computers or calculators became popular. And so when we were creating these sorts of machine learning concepts and AI, and we started to create literature and movies on the future of technology and computers, we barely had any idea of not only where technology would go in the future, but also what technology really is. And because of that, people have this very common misconception of artificial intelligence being the human mind within a computer, the human intelligence simulated wholly within a computer. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. Machine learning, or AI, is not simulating a human mind. But what it does try and do is it tries to open up new doors for computers. It tries to enable computers to understand certain kinds of data that they couldn't have understood before. So, like, for example, if you take a look at what we as humans are so special at, the fact that we can understand natural language. In fact, we are the only animal to have such a complex ability of being able to communicate in natural language. Even if there's something that I have not directly witnessed or seen or heard evidence for, I can still describe that imaginative concept to you. That is actually really wonderful. And we're also great at understanding raw auditory data. Imagine your brain is actually taking vibrations of air molecules and converting that to thoughts. That's really amazing. And you're also great at processing visual data. Like when you look at someone's face, the fact that you can instantly recognize them. When you look at someone's eyes, you can tell exactly where they're looking. That's really an amazing ability. And these are things that computers cannot do because they are fundamentally limited to mathematics. They can only understand numbers and mathematical operations. But by using machine learning technology, you can actually take these mathematics and use them to understand patterns in vast amounts of both structured and unstructured human data. The only difference here is that before, we as humans would manually construct these patterns and these conditions, whereas now it's done automatically for us, at least mostly automatically, by techniques like gradient descent and calculus. So machine learning technology is a more accurate term for what AI really is today and will be in the future. And of course, artificial intelligence isn't meant to replace us, because on a fundamental level, it is a completely different thing than a human brain.